It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
Greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor. Yankees Chit-Chat live here on a Friday night, late night. Wow, we got a lot to talk about, man. These Yankees are just so entertaining. But first things first. Tonight I got a very, very special guest, a guy I happen to be watching for a while. Dropped him an email and asked him to come aboard for tonight, and he was more than happy. Jason, welcome to the third floor, my friend.
What's up, Vin? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. It's good to see you, man. It's good to talk to you instead of trying to type and talk to you.
I know, right? And I got
Fantastic.
fat fingers, man. So I'm like, my typos, and I'm sending all kind of weird messages, and I'm like, oh man, freaking.
Yeah, your chat is quite entertaining. Before I get the show started, first things first. Jason, first of all, there you go. Thank you very much for your service to this country. Any man or woman who puts on a uniform and serves this great nation of ours deserves a thank you, and I don't think you guys get enough of them. So, from the third floor and the third floor family, Jason, thank you for your service to our country.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome, my
Yeah.
friend. Jason, man, I thought tonight would be, we'd be doing a happy one. But we just got to see the same old Yankees, man. A little teaser, man. It's like going on that first date. You get a little bit. The next time, nothing's happening, man. What are your thoughts on tonight before we get into the show that I have prepared for us? I thought
I
they were
mean,
just flat. I don't know how else to describe it.
but they've been. This is how they've been for the last month. I mean, the other day they put up a 10 spot on the scoreboard, and I knew better. I knew, hey, I'm not falling for this one again. I got to see more, but I'm looking out there, and people were like, "We're back," and World Series back on, and all this stuff. And I look, man, I hate to be negative because I don't want to be. I'm a fan of the team. Like I don't want to be pessimistic or anything, but me personally, I just, I gotta call it like I see it, man. And this team can't score runs, man. They're in big trouble. Now I don't, and I know we'll get into this later, man. I don't see how two men. I understand Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger and Stan. They're big. I don't see how they turn. I don't see how they're gonna get Jazz Chisholm turned on. I don't see how they're gonna get a guy like Austin Wells to get out of whatever he's going through. And so we're in a bad spot right now.
I'm with you on that, and like everybody else, thank God for our pitching. I mean, because if it wasn't for this pitching staff, it'd be over, man. It would be over. And
Crazy.
even tonight with Cole, did you catch? I guess it was it had to be in between the sixth and seventh. I guess he got word when he came in that was it. But when they put the camera on him in the dugout, I was getting bad vibes, man. From this is the second time I picked it up. Picked it up from uh, Will Warren the other night on the drop ball, no hustle, when he was like, "God damn it, dude, come on," And a little bit of frustration from Cole tonight. Did you pick up on that? Like, it's like not being, upset about being taken out of the game, but guys, where's my support, man? Where's the support for me? Help us.
I mean, yeah, but and you know what, man, I can't blame him. I really can't blame him because the pitching the pitching has been outstanding. Like it's almost like this is too good to be true. Like, I'm
It
looking at
is.
like they I don't know how long they can sustain this, but they're giving 1-run games, 2-run games. Today they scored 3 runs. You can argue that Cole should have left there without giving up a run, because of
Yep.
the sloppy play. Like, this is unheard of, man. This is you gotta be able to at least put up 2 runs, man, 3 runs. Like, what are we talking about here?
I had a manager who once said, when we were had a little trouble scoring or something, he says, "Guys, we can accidentally score a run, okay? That's even permitted. So if we accidentally score, I'll accept it."
Yeah.
But Jason, to me, this is more than a trend. This is just them all year. I mean, you could put together maybe on one hand how many double-digit games they actually put up and won. We get into extras. You might as well just call the game over the way it is. Boone working this bullpen the way he does, which leads back to what you just said. How long can they sustain this? Which leads into my question to you. How long do you think this bullpen and this starting pitching? I mean, right now it looks great because it's carried us all the way into August. So I'm
Mhm.
asking, you and another 2 months, can we, and plus playoffs, can it hold up? Is there enough gas in the tank out there?
And I mean, I hope so, but um, me personally, I feel like no. I feel like that the offense got to start scoring runs to give to give the pitching a break, man. They need a break. They're gonna burn out by the time we get to the end of September. They're gonna be burnt out. You got to score runs to give the bullpen and your starters. Because when you put up a crooked number on the scoreboard, you can say, you know what, okay, Cole, you know what, you pitched 5 innings, you're good. Let's relax your arm. Yarborough, come in here, pitch 4 innings for us, and we'll go home. They don't
Right.
have the luxury of doing that, man. Everything's high leverage right now. Every pitch is high leverage. You can't
Yeah,
make a
and
mistake because that could be the game.
talk about mistakes. Look at Freed the other night. The second home run
Exactly.
all year. The second home run all year to a guy that's
Mhm.
just, in the words of the great John Sterling, that's baseball, Susan.
Yeah.
It is, man, when you put
And
it
you
together.
know what's crazy too that I see people out there upset like, oh, Freed, and I'm like, dude, what do you want him to do? Like that's a outstanding story. If your starting pitcher gives you 6 innings nowadays and 3 earned runs or less, that is a quality start. You should be able to win those ball games.
Yeah, I mean, I look back, man, I'm like, what bus did I miss where it changed with starting pitchers? And it begins with, to me, it always, because I'm old school too. I'm a little bit older than you, so uh,
A
I
little
was
bit.
I was like, pitch count, pitch count. The hell is a pitch count? You know
I
what I
know,
mean?
right?
There was no pitch count. I wished I know some of the pitch counts from some of the games back in the day. If you think about it, I love
Hmm.
to know what a Nolan Ryan put up. How many pitches did it take him to throw a no hit? I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like 85, and you're like, oh man, get the bullpen ready.
Yeah.
Guys in the old days, you went out because literally you knew there was nothing left to him or whatever. Billy Martin was famous for having a long leash on guys, but he had a
Mhm.
luxury of a Goose Gossage and a Sparky Lyle, and then
Yeah.
Torrey with Mariano and Girardi with Mariano. I mean, that's a lot.
How many how many bullpen arms were there back in the day in your days? It wasn't many, right? You had like 3 or
You
4
do
guys in
like
the bullpen.
honestly, I mean, you had guys out there, but you only used like three or four. You had
Yeah.
the guy came in and mopped everything up.
Mhm.
You had a mop up guy, and you had a kind of had a semi setup guy. And then your closer, but your closer, Sparky Lyle, Goose Gossage, them guys are pitching two and 2/3, man. They weren't coming
Yeah.
in the ninth and shit like that. These guys are
Mhm.
pitching 40, 60 pitches in relief
That's
and
crazy.
throwing gas. Gossage
Mhm.
had there was no singles when Gossage came in to pitch. There was no singles. It was just it's a fastball. God knows where it's going, but everybody in the ballpark said fastball. Here it is, hit it. And
Yeah.
he had a pretty good career just saying, "Hey, here it is, guys, hit it." You know, which brings us to hitting, which this team is just it's bizarre. And let me see if you agree with me here, because I see everybody go, Jazz batting this, Trent's batting this guy's batting here. The whole league is batting there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The day of the 300 hitters, where's that gone? Where your Wade Boggs at? Where are all these guys at? Now it seems like 290 is the
Yeah.
new 300. Am I wrong
Mhm.
on that? And why is it just easy to pile on the Yankees? But the rest of the league is doing the same damn thing.
Yeah, but I mean, but we're only putting up a run a game, if that, you know. But you're
Oh
right
no,
though,
I
man.
get it. I
The
get it.
day of the high batting average, low strikeouts, those days are long gone. And to be honest, man, I don't know what I like to believe that it's because the pitching has gotten so much more better, but it hasn't gotten that much better where you're striking out 200 times, batting 200, but as long as you hit 25, 30 bombs, you're good, man. You know?
Yeah, you're good, and I don't know, man. Back in the day, 30 was the number for homers. 100
Mhm.
RBIs was big, and
Yeah.
them guys that were putting up them numbers were either over 300 or just under 300,
Mhm.
like Wade Boggs. He didn't put up home runs, but he drove in runs, but he was batting 349 a year, man. I mean, like,
Exactly.
what are we
Yeah.
talking about? Every time he turned around, he's on base and he's walking too, and no
Mhm.
strikeouts. But that's the epidemic here. But the epidemic goes throughout major leagues this year. I'm sure you'll concede that. Can't, striking out is just, I don't know. It's out of hand.
Yeah.
It is.
It is out of hand, and it's a bad product, man. It's boring.
Yeah,
It's
but it
it's,
goes
it's
back to what you're saying. Guys are just throwing in tremendous heat, velocity, and these. I got to admit, some of these new pitchers are pretty good products, but you're professional hitters. I know it takes a
yeah.
minute or two to adjust. I get that, but you know
Mhm.
where I'm coming from. I mean, the strikeouts is
No,
insane.
you're right. No, but I see. You know, like I'm not as old as you and maybe some other guys in the chat and stuff, but I remember the days of Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett, and these guys, man. You know, and I think those guys, even if you put them in today's game, they still batting 360, 350. They still putting up numbers like that because they knew they did something. And I'm gonna use Jazz Chisholm as an example, and I don't want to pick on him. But if you look at him, right, yeah, guys are throwing 97, 99, 100. I got it, and with filthy stuff, it's moving all over the place. But it's not like these guys are cutting down in their swing and either. Every swing is a G hack. Like they're trying to hit the ball out the stadium every swing.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
cut down in their swing at all. There's no two strike approach. I haven't seen a person. I have the last person I seen choke up on a bat was Anthony Rizzo. You know,
Oh
so
wow. You
but
should have
that was
seen
a
Felix
thing back in
Leon.
the day. Remember, people would choke
Yeah.
up two strikes. Try to cut down on the swing and put the ball in play. You don't see that at all anymore. Like that's
Well,
that's
a lot of people forget Pete Rose was a choke up. He would choke up.
yeah.
I think it was two knuckles above the knob. That was his thing. But
Yeah,
you mentioned two guys.
he even choked down. He choked up and down.
Yeah, he was just insane to watch. I don't know how much of his career you got to watch, but I got basically his entire career to watch. The man was amazing. But you mentioned two guys, Tony Gwynn and Kirby Puckett, and I'll go back a little further with guys like Rod Carew, Bill
Mhm,
Matlock, um, you know, supreme, just insane hitters. It was an art to it. And I don't think any of these
mhm.
guys, I don't care how good their numbers are today, I don't think any of their names belong in any arguments with them guys as far as saying this guy's the greatest hitter and all this other. Like Juan Soto, I'm like not even close.
No.
I
Ted
mean,
Williams is
oh come on, But
yeah.
Ted Williams is an all-around player too.
Mhm.
Not only could the guy hit, the guy could wheel, the guy could catch, the guy could throw, the guy was everything you needed. Plus, he's shooting Germans out of the sky. So, thumbs up to Ted
No,
Williams, and then come back
yeah,
and still bat 300 for his career. You know what I'm saying? That's
I know,
insane.
right? Yeah.
Yogi, Yogi storming the beaches at Omaha down there,
Yeah,
throwing
I know.
on
And those
D-Day.
boats.
Yeah, and then he comes back and keeps winds up with 10 World Series rings. That's a
Mhm.
ball player to me, no matter what. But Jason, I asked for the people earlier if they had a couple questions for us. Maybe we could throw one up or two. You mind answering a question with us?
Yeah,
I got
man.
one. I got one right here. Let's see
Can I
what
give a
this
shout
one.
out? I want to shout out John the Beagle Dad and Sean Browning in the chat, man.
Oh yeah, I'm just
Good
picking up
guys.
on it. I can't put the live chat up because it'll be on your side. But
Mm,
Warren Spahn, he says threw 250 pitches in a 16 inning game
mm.
with Juan Marichal.
That's
Sean's
crazy.
Sean's got the definitely the history down. But here's a
200.
question for 250 pitches, bro. That's insanity.
Mhm.
A Yankee question for you and Jason: are we looking at an ace who's completely back, or an older ace who's learned how to win without having all the weapons he used to have? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, you want me to answer it first?
Yeah, go for it.
I think he kind of a little bit reinvented himself, just a little bit, but the stuff is there, man. He's still electric. Now he's starting to his command is starting to come back. And I think when you get to especially a guy like Gerrit Cole, man, he is a student of the game, man. Like he's not your average. He's not a thrower, man. He's a pitcher, and he's at that level. I feel like he's like unlocked a whole new level where he just knows how to pitch, man. He's just a good pitcher. He's getting feedback off the batter and just the game, and he knows how to attack hitters, man. He knows how to attack them.
I'll put it to you this way, plain and simple. He is Andy Pettit throwing right-handed.
And but
Yeah.
even more because Pettit wasn't. Cole is throwing 97 still.
Right.
Pettit probably reached 91, 92.
What I'm saying is Pettit was the gamer. He was the guy you wanted on the mound. Cole is a guy we want on the mound. Andy had to reinvent himself more than one time in his career and was successful each time at it.
Yeah.
And I think Cole, to me, is almost a mirror of him. I'm not putting all the numbers and everything I'm just saying when you put competitors on the mound in pinstripes, Cole reminds me of a gamer, just like Andy. When he's locked in, he, like you said, when he's locked in, it's over for tonight. Especially if he's moving that knuckle curve the way he can sometimes.
Yep.
Got another question here. This one's okay. We spent years talking about Gerrit Cole as the guy you want with the season on the line. But look at what Cam Schlittler is doing right now. If the Yankees had to win one game tomorrow, are you still automatically handing the ball to Cole? Or has Cam earned the right to make you think twice? Jason, take that one first.
I think I'm going with Gerrit Cole. That's a tough one. But me personally, look, you can't go wrong with either one, honestly.
Wow.
Because I could see the argument for giving the ball to Cam. I could see that argument too. But me personally, man, I'm going with Cole. I'm going with Cole. This is a guy who's been doing it for so long at the highest level. He's been there, done that. He's failed over and over and succeeded over. Like he's just a guy that I trust him out there. I trust Cam too to a certain extent, but we've never seen him go, we never seen him pitch. We've seen him pitch in some big games, but not serious, big, high leverage situations like Cole, man. If my life depended on it, man, I'm giving the ball to Gerrit Cole.
Wow. Okay. That's that solid answer. That's as honest as you can get. Wow. I was thinking along the lines, and just as an example, let's just say we draw the Red Sox. That game happens to be against the Red Sox, and it's in Boston. I think I give the ball to Cam. If it's in Yankee Stadium, I give it to Cole all day. I mean, that's where I'm at with it, man. I think it's a Cole home game or it's a Cam road game, to be honest with you. That's my. I can't
just because of the track record. Yeah.
Man, he showed me something, dude. He showed me something in Boston, and I've been watching the Yankees a long, long, long time. And for a cat that young, with that pressure, going into that ballpark and doing what he did, man, I tell you, it's one of the greatest. It's probably the greatest performance I've seen pitched by any Yankee in that ballpark, man. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a real lot. But that night was special, man. And yeah, that convinced me enough to like I said, Cole home, Cam road.
Yeah, I would say too that
Boston, I say Cole, and that's why I'm making that point. But any other team on the road or home, it's Cole. But we're in Boston in that game. I got to give it to Cam.
He's from there too, man. He has that chip on his shoulder, and yeah, I can see. That's what I'm saying. It's man, you can't go wrong with either or. Honestly,
no, you can't. That was a great question. I don't know who sent that in, but thank you. That was a good one. We do. How are you at Yankee trivia?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm bad. My brain doesn't work as good these days, man. But let's give it to me, man. We'll see.
World Series deep cut before Aaron Judge and Jazz Chisholm Jr. in 2024 World Series. Three other pairs of Yankees hit back-to-back home runs in World Series. Giving you a hint, or giving you a free one. The free one is Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Name the two other pairs
Back
of
to back
Yankees
in a World Series.
back-to-back in a World Series game.
This is tough.
It
I don't
is
know.
tough, and
Yeah.
the tough
I
part
feel
is
like Matsui hit one back to back with somebody, but I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like, man, I got terrible memory. That's why I'm bad at stuff. Like, if Jonathan was here, he'd answer all this stuff. But like, I can
yeah.
remember the home runs, but I can't remember this like the situation a lot of times, like back to back. So I'm trying to think back to back.
What's up, Angus? How are you, buddy? Thank you for
Mm.
showing up tonight. My co-host for the World Cup coverage, Angus, in the house. Yeah, this is a tough one, especially to get
You
them
know
in
the answers?
order if they hit it. You know which way
Mm.
they batted, huh?
Yeah, man.
I no,
I don't
when
know.
I got one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of the two that remain. The other one I was wrong,
Oh yeah.
but I did get one.
How
All
far are
right,
we
let's see.
going? Are we going real far back?
Uh, no.
No.
And the only reason I
So it's
got the one,
2009 then.
you'll understand why I got the one and not the other one. But you ready for the answer?
Yeah.
1964, Game 6, Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, and
Mm-hmm.
in 1977, Thurman Munson and Reggie Jackson. Boy, that's some history between just four Yankees right there.
Yeah, man. Those are the golden. That's the golden era right there, man.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Way before my time.
So, what are you? Next guy we're going to get to here, and he's another one of those under the microscope is Trent Grisham. I think him and Jazz this year probably, aside from Volpe, we leave him out because he's out of the picture now. But those two guys seem to really, really be catching a lot of heat. I'm a Trent Grisham guy. I love Trent. I thought the 22. I wouldn't give a shit if they gave him 25. I really don't care about money when it comes to that. The money in the deal doesn't make it. To me, it's the player. I know he's
Mm-hmm.
better than what we're seeing. Jason, what are your thoughts on Trent Grisham? A, as the ball player that we know he is, and what we're seeing, and then again, what we're seeing late in games. What are your
I
thoughts
think,
on Trent?
man, lately he's been the entire Yankee offense. It seems like right lately. But I try to look, I try to like step back and look at the whole picture. My thing with Trent Grisham is, all right, I don't dislike the guy or anything. I don't think he's worth $22 million personally, you know. But like, hey, man, you know, phew, I wish I was in his position, right?
Yeah, me
But
too.
I think that he's overall right the entire season. I think he's having a disappointing season. You know, from what we thought and what the Yankees thought that he was going to be able to do again. I don't think that he's living up to that. But look, the good thing is that he could turn all of that around in the next 40 games or so, right? If he gets really hot. And he's been the most clutch Yankee somehow, you know. Do I think
Yeah.
he's your typical leadoff? I don't, you know. But then sometimes I think about it, but like who else are we gonna put up there? Jazz, you know? Like so it's a tough one, man. But I think that personally, man, I think that it's a down season for him. You know, I'm disappointed. Because even though I didn't think that the Yankees should have gave him the qualifying offer, I was hoping that he lived up to it. Like he, gave us at least a season close to last year's. I don't
Right.
think we're there yet, though. Me personally.
I see. I get both sides of this too, but
Mm,
I just look at that. Like you said, he's basically all our offense as of late, and he's still batting under 230. Right? I mean,
yeah.
that's a weird statement in today's day and age in baseball. But
Hmm.
yeah, but his late inning stuff, man, his home runs, his doubles, and then he just seems to all of a sudden just put shit together, man. I mean, like what he had. He had two homers and a double. I think he got a homer tonight. I mean,
Hmm.
nobody's
Yeah. He had a
on,
couple hits tonight.
and nobody's on when any of this shit's happening. Really, I think that's
Yeah.
where he's getting burned. And then switching over to Jazz. Man, I love Jazz. I'll die on that hill with him, man. I love that kind of ball player. I played with guys like that. I played against
Mm.
guys like that. It is very, very frustrating because you know exactly what the guy's capable of. And I think
Yeah,
that's more frustrating than his numbers or anything else with Jazz this year. I just think that that's his main thing is his worst enemy is himself.
exactly.
But I get him. I understand him. And it's still, here we go again, Jace. What about his heroics? When his heroics come through, they're crucial and very much needed at that moment. And he just seems to be Mr. Clutch. So you got two guys that ain't batting
Mm.
nowhere near 230, and they seem to be our heroes. And they also seem to be the two guys who have been under the microscope all year. I mean,
Yeah,
where you
man.
at?
I think no Jazz. I think Jazz and Trent is like me personally. I think Jazz. They made a big mistake not trading Jazz, and I love Jazz. I was really happy when we traded for him. But the writing was on the wall, man. That he was he's just like he's his own worst enemy. And unfortunately, even early in the season, I was like, man, they got to trade him because he was getting hot a little bit. I was like, now's the perfect time to trade him. I knew that he wasn't, because I follow him on social media and I see other stuff, and this dude is clubbing during games, and like with like a night game today and a day game tomorrow, and I see him on Instagram and he's in the club, and I'm like, when is this? And he's smoking like, and I don't care what you do on your personal time as long as it don't affect the field. But you're not playing well, man. You understand? Like you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
playing well, and you. So, and I'm not saying that's the reason, but it's just that I just knew that he wasn't going to be able to live up to what we need. And I'll be honest, like I like Jazz, right? He Jazz is a type of guy he can impact a game with one
Oh,
play. He's one of them guys. He can impact a game with one swing, with his legs, with his defense. But I've seen too many times, especially this year, that his focus is just not there. He I don't know where he's at, man. Like today, we saw it today. You don't know how many outs there are. The other day he got picked off putting on his sliding mitt or whatever the oven mitts that they put on these days. And I'm like, what are we doing, Chaz, man? And this is constantly, and to be honest, he's almost at the point where he's almost unplayable, in my opinion, unfortunately. And I know you may not agree with that, man. That's just how
I,
I feel.
that's the issue I have, Jace, is I agree with everything you just said about him, and everything you just said about him is spot on. I mean, that's Jazz, and that's why I like him, and that's why I'm frustrated with him. It's like,
Mhm.
uh, am I disappointed in him? No, because that's his personality. So I can't be disappointed in him. I just have to be frustrated in him. Yeah, today with forgetting that there's two outs. Well, I'd rather a guy forget that there's two outs at second base and it's just a pop up and nothing's going to
Yeah.
happen. Bottom line, I get it. You should know. My issue is like we saw it. Was it yesterday or the day before with Spencer Jones when he got tagged out over sliding the bag?
Mhm.
We seen the play. We've seen it numerous times. Guys all of a sudden don't know how to slide. I'm like, what am I watching? Guys can't bunt now. Guys can't
Mhm.
slide now. And take the oven mitts. Enough with the oven mitts, like you said. You know,
Yeah.
it's the stupidest fundamentalist 101 point of the game that is killing them, and that's frustrating all over. And the team is like that, with the
Yeah.
exception of one guy, and he happens to wear 96, and he's playing shortstop for us right
Mm.
now.
He made
George
he made a,
Lombard.
he made his first boo boo today, man.
That's okay.
But
Hey,
yeah, but
he's
it
not going to be
happens.
perfect,
Mm.
but look what
But
he's got.
yeah. But even his, like he overran second there a little bit. Even that one, I give it to him because he just,
He had the
the right
Jets on.
fielder, the right,
Yeah,
and it was just a perfect throw and he cut it off right on time,
yeah.
But usually, if you see, he didn't really like round second that far,
No,
he did
he
what,
had the Jets on, man. He was going, and it just I don't know, maybe picked up the
yeah,
third base coach late, didn't see him or heard him or something. But hey,
yeah,
I'll take it out
it
like that
happens.
because hustle anytime. And he was
Yep.
hustling. It wasn't like a stupid bonehead play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just over
But
aggressive, whatever you call it.
but I want to emphasize one thing, and that play specific. This is where this is where fundamentals come in, right? Because you play baseball, I'm
Right.
sure, right? You see
Right.
that right fielder, what he did there was the right play. Like that was fundamentals. He threw the
Perfect.
ball right to the when you're throwing, you're not really throwing to the cutoff. You're throwing to third base, but you're keeping it low enough that the cutoff can cut it off if he wants to,
That's what. If he can
and
get
that's what
it or
it's.
has to get it, that's why you throw
If
it
he
over
has
his.
to get it, so he got it because he saw that he should stop. But if he would have kept running to third, maybe he lets it go, maybe he catch it, whatever. But the whole point is that it's a similar play like that, like the Yankees on a play like that. Like I seen Jason Dominguez did do it not too long ago when he was up here. He overthrew the cutoff and threw it all the way to third.
Right. Right.
And it's the little things like that, man. That sometimes you don't pick it up, but if you've watched the sport long enough or played or coached anything, you see the little things like that, man. Like just simple things like that. Like and I see it all the time. Like people are not where they're supposed to be. The cutoff is not where the cutoff's supposed to be. We saw it today. The first baseman throws it to third. The shortstop's not covering third in time. He ends up colliding with Laddie, and it's like man, it's like a circus out there.
I played first my whole career. Uh,
Mhm.
I've been in that situation where I anticipate somebody to be somewhere and
Yeah,
then realizing 3 inches after the ball left my hand, oh, he's
they're not
not
there.
there.
Mhm.
I, I
Exactly.
I've been in that. I've been in that, and what that is I'm not making excuses for him, but that's a bang bang play, and you're anticipating the guy to be there. You seen where the throw
Exactly.
wound up. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
yeah, that's a tough one. But going back, talking about Garcia for a quick second, the play he made the other night. I want to make a big point on that play. You know what I want to talk about, where he went back
Over
halfway
Dover.
field. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
that's
right
almost
hand.
impossible.
He's a right-handed first baseman, so he's catching that with his left glove. Makes
Mhm.
it easier for him as a right-handed first baseman to make that, opposed to me, because
Mhm.
I would have had to catch it coming like this, across
Yeah,
my face.
across your
He's
body.
going
Yeah.
to be in front of him, so I'm actually could lose sight of the ball for a split second as it goes in. Tough, tough, tough play. And
That's a
he made
tough
it
play,
look
man.
easy. And you know what? I seen that play. I got up and I started clapping because I love when first basemen make plays
Yeah.
like that. This kid looks good at first. I like his defense. Um, I like the spring in him. I like because he's not built like Rice is going out there to fight like fucking Roman Reigns tomorrow night. You know what I mean? And Goldschmidt, who if he stretches
Yeah.
too far, Jazz has to
Mm.
come up and reset him. This kid is quick. He's limber. He's young. He can move. So I like that move that they got, and I think Ramos he'll grow on us in time. But yeah, who else? Getting back to Lombard real quick. I said to you in the chat, I think it was last week, and you were like, I don't know, man. Change your thought
I,
yet? How about
but
leadoff?
leadoff.
What about leadoff, man?
I
What
mean,
about that 12 pitch at bat? I mean, seriously,
so,
what are you thinking
so my
now?
thing is like my whole thing about the leadoff thing. It's not that I don't think he can handle it or anything because he's a ball player, man, and he's to me he has even more. He has the tools that um I don't want to say superstar. I don't want to use the big words, right?
Right,
But he
right.
has all the makings, or he has like if you was trying to make a pasta and you had all the ingredients here, he's got all the ingredients, man, to
Oh,
be the
yes, he
pasta,
does. Yes, he
to be
does.
that entree. He has all the ingredients. So I'll be honest, it's growing on me. It is growing on me, but I was just to the at the I say like, like let's just wait because to me it's like like why force something, but little by little he's working his way up, you know.
Right.
But at this point it's like why not try him? I don't think it's gonna break him. I don't think putting him at leadoff, like some people say that. Some people are like, oh, if you put him there, he's gonna become Anthony Volpe or something like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, because you bat leadoff doesn't mean you're gonna freaking all of a sudden crumble and loot and like I don't think these guys are that weak minded,
Wh-
I,
What do you
I
think about all his connections to Jeter, though?
What do you mean? Like,
Well, he's got his mom is black and white. Jeter's mom was black and white. Jeter
uh,
was from Michigan. He's from Michigan.
a lot of coincidences, right?
Shortstop, young, good looking, can handle
Yeah.
media.
I think me personally, man, I think he could. I think he has tools to be better than Jeter. You know, I think he has the Jeter was great because Jeter was just he was just some people are just baseball players, man. Like, and they're
he was
clutch and you know,
he was designed when they said shortstop. They you
yeah,
know they designed it for a guy like Phil
hmm
Rizzuto, a small guy, to be able to play
yeah,
that shortstop with that stature and that quickness. That was Phil's thing. Phil was quick and had a lot of range
yeah.
and a great arm.
Scooter,
Jeter, Jeter, that tall, lean, like wasn't he one of the
yeah.
first over six? Or I'm trying to think
No,
because
I think Kyle Ripken. Kyle Ripken was the first model, like,
the big
and then
tall guy.
yeah, big tall guy. I think
Then we
I
seen
could be
our
wrong.
A-Rod, then
Yeah,
Jeter, a couple other
but
guys.
even like you mentioned Wade Boggs earlier, right? A guy like
Oh,
Wade.
way up.
Just some people are just ball players, man. Like I think, and look, Jeter had tools. Don't get me wrong. Jeter was but he didn't have. I don't think. I think this kid. I think George Lamar Jr. has more power than Jeter had. I think his arm is probably better than Jeter's. You know, I would even like, and I'm a Derek Jeter. He's like my favorite baseball player of all time. You know,
Right, right.
um,
No, I mean the comparison is fair, man. It's not
yeah,
like you're
it's
cutting
yeah.
Jeter short. In a
I
way,
think
you're complimenting Jeter to
yeah.
seeing
No, yeah,
something.
but I think that George Lombard Jr.'s tools are better than Jeter's. But there's been a million. No, I'm gonna say there's been a ton of shortstops who had better tools than Jeter and did not have the career Jeter had. You know,
Right.
because
I
Jeter
would
was
say
a special.
a lot of Jeter's career has to be, you know, man, the coaching staffs that he had coaching him, man.
Could be that too. Yeah, Don
I mean, how
Zimmerman.
many
You know,
God, yeah.
come
How
on.
many guys are
Like,
getting Torrey as your manager and Zimmer on
mhm.
the bench? Tony Pena and Willie Randolph and
Mel
I mean,
Stoudemire.
Mel Stottlemyre. I mean, the
Yeah,
list
they
goes.
had a. Mhm.
I'm just saying that was probably a major advantage for Jeter and probably what progressed him so fast. And like you said, just have natural abilities. And when you got a coaching staff like that recognizes that, they're going to exploit it to the hilt
Yeah,
as they did with Jeter. I mean, like,
and
but
not only
my
that though. My bad.
but
But I'll make this last point to that. And also, you got to look at all the veterans that they had around them. Like that core four had some real legit veterans around them. You know,
without
from
a
Don
doubt, man.
Mattingly and even though Don Mattingly only was in '95 and he ended up retiring, but they had a ton of guys. Even Paul O'Neill was one of those guys, a veteran guy in the locker room. They
Oh
had so
yeah,
many, you know, they just had so many guys who knew how to be pros, man, and I think taught them well, you know, and that
the
makes a
thing
difference,
was, yeah.
man. It does. You
The
ever heard the
thing was, they
saying? It's,
surrounded them with veterans. They kept surrounding
yeah,
them. Those four
exactly.
with veterans. They kept surrounding the four with veterans.
Yeah,
Cecil Fielder came on, Charlie Hayes came on, Scott Barocious came
Luis
on,
Soho, and all these guys.
Louis Soho. I mean, the list
Mhm,
goes on. Chad Curtis, all these guys surrounded that core four throughout that
mhm.
period, all the way up to '09, man. All the way up to giving
Yeah,
them A-Rod and Tino and Mark Teixeira. And I mean, now we got Judge, and he's on the
yep.
IL.
And
We
you
got
know one
Snake.
more thing too. In those days, man, I remember in those like you mentioned Phil Rizzuto, those guys were still around, man. The Joe DiMaggios were still around.
Oh
These
yeah,
guys were still around and they were in the locker room and they were still prevalent in the organization. Like these guys came and they interacted with these young players, and I'm sure they picked up on that, man. There's a
yeah.
lot of you
And a
know,
lot of guys selected not to come back to the stadium after George died, which everybody thought would be the
mm,
direct opposite
yeah, like
because a
Greg
lot of them
Nettles.
don't. Yeah, they don't dig the culture right now.
Hmm.
Nettles,
Yeah.
that's my idol, man.
Oh yeah.
That was. Yeah, I wanted to play third base so bad, man. And they're like, "No, you can't. You're
They,
left-handed. Get over there. Get over there." I was like, "I want
they
to play
stuck you in
third,
the
bro.
other corner.
I can't play third. Get over there." So I just went over to third and tried to play like Nettles over there. But I heard Michael K mention they were talking about Alzheimer's Day, and it was on his radio show actually. Someone called in and asked about Greg Nettles not being there, and He said he really doesn't think it has anything to do with the Yankees. He just heard
Hmm.
that he's having some health issues right now, which really
Uh,
bummed me out. And the crazy thing about Nettles, not the same year, but we were born the same day, August 20th.
yeah. I
Really
mean,
cool.
Sean Browning, he mentioned it. You know, it's funny that I was thinking about Ricky Leday early. It's just a random thought in my mind. Just Ricky Leday came to my mind,
Day.
and
Oh
he
my God.
mentioned him in the chat there. Shout out to Ricky. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he was one of them guys, man. He had so much hype around him too. He was one of those prospects that came up. Remember that, man? I'm just going down memory lane now.
No, yeah, New York ate him alive, man. New York
Yeah.
ate him alive, man. You remember? I remember when they brought Kevin Moss up. They were like,
Hmm.
he even looks like Mickey Mantle, and I'm like, come on, stop,
Yeah.
stop, just stop. You can't. Some players' names, when you put them in a sentence with other players' names, they should
Mhm.
accompany that name. You know what I mean? You don't put a
Yeah.
Kevin Moss in next to a Mickey Mantle. You just don't.
So do we put George Lombard Jr. with Derek Jeter? You think?
From what I seen, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, on this small scale, Jason, that's what's impressive to me is the small scale, and that's why I'm saying I think a lot of pushback I got with Lombard going to the leadoff was, you don't want to do that to the kid. You don't want to put the pressure on him. Like pressure. You
Mhm.
just brought him up and told him like, look, you're it at short, dude. We're done. Everybody here. This is your moment. Go. And he took the ball and he's running with it. Okay. Now, to me, this is just follow my
Mhm.
kind of path of logic here, because I thought this was the move for Lombard for the Yankees to do to get him in real quick into a situation. Just talked about throwing him to the Wolves because that's eventually what they did anyway. No matter what, when you call him up, you're throwing him to the Wolves because it's August. You're in a pennant race one way or another, right?
Yeah.
But to with him, his at bats are so intelligent, so to speak, if you know what I mean. And I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought with him for a second there. But with the lead off, the pushback was don't throw him to the Wolves. All right, I know where I'm going to go back to the first doubleheader they had scheduled with the Dodgers, and then they had another doubleheader scheduled a couple days later. Right? They
Mhm.
had two doubleheaders in a couple days. Now the Major League Baseball allows you to call up a 27th man for that day. You're playing both games or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And it's not an option move, so it's just a free. Come
Yeah.
on up. They brought Spencer Jones up. I thought that was the key moment to bring Lombard up. Just toss him at leadoff for the 4 games. Just you're leading off. Here's 4 games. Whatever happens, boom, boom, boom. You're gone anyway.
Mhm.
They passed on that. They brought Jones up. Maybe it benefited Jones. I thought maybe it benefited Lombard a little bit to get him into that leadoff mode. I think he's worked himself into that leadoff mode. With these kind of at bats at the bottom of the order, we haven't seen that since he got into the bottom of the order. Now it seems
Mhm.
like Boone is just like, okay, there's my solution from the bottom of the order. And I'm like, no, dude, we got to set the table. Because I went in and looked at Trent Grisham's splits. And you know what his best batting position of the year is?
It's probably
It's a
like
low.
seventh.
No, it's fifth.
Fifth. Yeah.
Fifth. It's a low
And
number. I
that's
think
it's
it's like 50 or 55 at bats, but it's a good number. It was a
yeah.
solid 260 something or whatever.
He fits that profile, man. Like
That's what I'm saying. So if there's a switch in this lineup to do something, I would take Jazz out of fifth, put Trent there, and just move Lombard to that leadoff. Bump Jazz
yeah.
back down and just go with it. What do
Mhm.
we got to lose from now to the end of the year?
I mean, look,
And we
man,
we need guys on base, man. We need guys on base.
I think, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here though. Right. A little bit. I'm trying to think like how the Yankees analytics department and their front office and the guys of the computers, this is what they're thinking right now. They're
Oh yeah.
thinking Trent Grisham is our hottest bat. We want him to bat as much as possible. Putting him down in the fifth spot or somewhere down there, he's gonna lose an at bat a night, and he's literally. That's how I could see where somebody would bring up that argument,
I,
but
I,
look,
I get where you're going. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe you don't have to drop him down there. Look at we've had Ahmed Rosario batting third, so like you know so
I don't know.
nothing's out of the realm of possibilities, right? If you could put Ahmed Rosario batting third, and then freaking it was like Ahmed Rosario batting third, Jazz Chisholm batting fourth, and then Anthony Volpe batting fifth. If we can do
Oh,
that, then come on, we can play with this lineup.
yeah, right. Why not? We just bat Max Fried because he's actually statistically the best batting pitcher on the team. So save the
I know,
DH
right?
that day, give Ben Rice a day off. How about that?
Mhm.
When
Yeah,
Fried's on the mound, Rice gets a day off. I
we
mean,
got some of
you're
these
right.
guys. Some of these guys have batting averages of National League pitchers in the '90s. Man. I swear.
Yeah, some pitchers had better batting averages. Actually,
It's crazy. Yeah.
some guys are pretty good.
It wasn't out of the norm to have a pitcher batting 200,
No, it
and it
wasn't.
was like that's a pitching batting average.
And you know what a pitcher could do back then that these guys can't do today?
They could
Bunt.
bunt. Yep,
Bunt.
they could bunt, and they will practice that before the game because they actually pitch. I remember seeing these guys. I went to I can't remember. I was a kid, man, and it was a Mets game, and I remember seeing the picture. Then that's how they went into the turtle, and they took their bunts because they got to take their at bats today, and they
Right.
bunted.
I
Yeah.
I used to like when the pitcher got on, and then they run out the varsity jacket, put it on him,
Yeah,
keep.
yeah,
It's
and they take a little
July.
small lead. They don't do anything. Yeah,
July in Texas, it's 800 degrees. The guy's putting a jacket on to stay warm so he can keep
yeah,
pitching. Remember that? He used to run that jacket
yeah.
out.
Right. We should bring back, man. We got to bring back the first basemen with the helmets, the hard hats, the first
Yeah,
baseman hard hat. We need to bring that back. I want to see
John
somebody come out with one of those.
John
Hmm.
Alderud did that,
Yeah, but
and
he was the last one. He was the last of the Mohicans, man. That one.
I think I want to go. I'm thinking the '70s first baseman for Boston Red Sox, George Scott. I think he wore a batting helmet. Willie
Yeah,
Stargell
the
wore
hard
one late.
hats.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Willie Stargell wore one late in his career. But they weren't like really they weren't really like batting helmets. I mean,
That's what I said. They were hard hats,
yeah,
like
not like
like.
today.
Mhm.
Today you get hit. The helmets you're pretty well protected. Back then it was just. What about the days when
Yep.
they didn't have batting helmets and just up there with their cap on?
I
Woo-hoo.
know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I thought I was insane doing it in playing softball, but when I went into this one of the leagues where guys were pretty, it was a pretty competitive league. We actually were required to wear batting helmets due to the insurance for the league to
Hmm.
happen. They said, "Nah, batters are wearing helmets," and so we passed
Yeah,
like three helmets around between us. Because once you got on base, you didn't need it. But anyway,
yeah. So like the pitchers, they wear them too. But yeah,
oh
somebody
yeah,
says Chuck
they used
Chuck
to put a
Knobloch
suit of
as the hitting
armor on.
coach.
Who?
Somebody commented in the chat, Chuck Knobloch as the hitting coach.
Oh, Sean. I think Sean's been
Yeah,
drinking after work. He must have just got home. He's tired. He's
yeah.
crazy. Chuck Knobloch
Chuck
is a hitting
Knobloch.
coach. No, man. I'll pass on that one, man. I'll pass on that one. I
Yeah.
said get Coney as the pitching coach and get Harold Reynolds as our batting
Mhm.
coach. That's what I said. I said that I think that'd be a great move.
Howard Reynolds, but
Yeah.
doesn't he do the MLB network stuff? So he
Yeah,
probably
but let
won't.
me say you're working for the MLB network. You got his gig, right? And all of
Hmm.
a sudden your phone rings and it's Hal
Oh, you're
Steiber
going, yeah,
offering you. Okay, so
yeah.
the MLB thing don't scare me from that.
That
I
that's
just
that's what
don't know.
Sean Casey did. Even though he ended up going back, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
why not, man? Why not? He's Harold Reynolds. You listen to that guy break it down. It. You ever listen? All right, let me ask you this: you watch games, and to me, I love Michael Kay with Cone
Mm.
and O'Neill because I think that's when he really has a really good time and everything. But I
Mhm.
think it's such a different broadcast with Girardi because I always
Yeah,
think when Girardi and him are doing it, I should have a notebook when Girardi talks because it's like an encyclopedia of baseball, just telling you
yeah.
exactly what a manager should think and what a manager should do. You
Mhm.
pick up on that?
No, yeah, I did. He's Girardi, man. I guess I want to say he learned from the best because he was always with Joe Torre and stuff. But yeah, man, yeah, man, when he's calling the game, like you said, man, like get a notebook, man. Take notes because
Right.
he's dropping gems, man. He's
Yeah,
dropping
because
gems and yeah.
especially the other night when Michael K asked him question about the
Mm,
Bednar move, and Girardi's like, "No,
yeah.
no, man, you got to win today. You can't be thinking about
Mm,
tomorrow and pitches thrown tomorrow." He goes, "You got to be thinking about pitches being thrown right now." And I
yeah.
was just, and that's an answer. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
just straightforward. That's a manager. I really, really miss this guy. I have missed Girardi so
I
bad.
do miss Girardi, man. And it sometimes it's one of those things. Be careful what you wish for, because I remember like before when we didn't, because he didn't get fired, we just didn't bring him back, right? They didn't. But I remember that
You don't want to play the
that
analytics?
that one year, yeah, and a lot of us fans and me included were like, oh, I forgot. I think it was the series versus Cleveland where he didn't challenge a player. I forgot what it was. I can't remember in the postseason. And I was like, they need to fire him. Oh, there's a fireable offense. And when they did, I was like, good, it's time to move on from him. And look who they brung in,
Oh,
and it's one of those things, man. It's like be careful what you. And now I wish I could go back, to him. Girardi was
well,
just he was a no nonsense. He was like I don't want to say he's old school because I think he does use a little bit of analytics, but he's not married to it. Like he's not dependent on it. Where I feel as Boone is like he's gonna go with the analytics, even if his eyes is telling him when you could go 4 for 4, 4 home runs, but the analytics say you shouldn't get the next at bat.
yeah, and that's the problem. Well, I have a whole bunch of problems with Boone.
Yeah.
My number one problem with Boone is I
Oh,
don't
get in
care
line,
what
man.
I don't care
Get
what
in line.
yeah, I hear you. I don't care what roster you give me since day one to August 14th, 15th. Now that I ain't got a championship, like I mean, unbelievable amount of players coming through here. I'm to the point right now where I'm looking at Judge as just another Mike Trout. I mean, it's just going to
Mm,
be another great ball player to talk about, and no rings. And
yeah.
then in a few years, we'll be arguing. Well, is he a Hall of Famer? Well, yeah, his numbers say so, but he ain't got no rings. And it's sad, but man, look, like you said, you hate to be negative, man, but I don't know what it's going to take to win a championship with Judge still on the roster with this guy at the helm. And for me, it starts like what we were talking about earlier with Jazz and stuff like that, fundamentals of the game. Dominguez over sliding bases, sliding too late, guys not knowing how many outs, putting your mitts. All that starts with the guy at the helm, man. It starts with your manager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you run out into the field and your shoe ain't tied, that's on the manager. You know,
Hmm.
it all starts there. And this guy, give me one guy that he's held accountable for anything this year, anything, or let's say from since he's been a Yankee manager, who's he held accountable for anything?
He
You
he
know?
did it once, and it was with Glaber Torres, and it ended up backfiring because it was like you can't look you can't hold one guy accountable and not the other, So then it started looking like favoritism.
Was that
Like
in the
it is
playoff series he called him out? Was that the
no, it was it was just a regular game in
all right?
August or whatever it was, and he Glaber, he was not his head wasn't always in the game. And I forgot what it was, but he ended up benching him. He took it on, and you could tell he scolded him a little bit in the dugout, then benched him. But then you had Jazz do the same thing, and for whatever reason, I don't know if he was scared to call Jazz out or for whatever reason, he did it. And to me, I think of it like this, man, like because I don't know what's going on in the dugout, but these guys are people just like we are. And if you was at work and it's like you did something, your boss gets on you, you're like, okay, but fuck everybody, why you getting on me, man?
Yeah,
Are you scared to tell everybody else something? Because you know that I'm gonna be like, oh yes, sir, no, sir.
right,
Like
right,
that's how
right.
I took it, man.
I I look back and I'm like, yeah, again, I got to go back to the old days. Your old Reavers, your Tommy Lasorda, Spark Andersons, Billy Martins. That list goes on and on. These were
Yeah,
just no nonsense managers, and if you did
yeah,
something on the field, that you fucking knew it when you got in the dugout.
Billy
And it
Billy
didn't
Martin pulled
matter.
Reggie Jackson out the game. He
Dude, they
didn't
had a
care, man.
summer too. That was on
Yeah,
NBC. I remember that game like it was yesterday. I remember the game
that's
like
crazy stuff.
they were throwing fists in the dugout because he told
Yeah,
him to bunt, and Reggie said, "Fuck you, I'm not bunting."
dude,
And he went up
that's
there
like that's like
swung.
Aaron that's like Aaron Judge at Boone throwing blows in the
Yeah,
dugout.
put it in that perspective, right? I
Yeah,
mean, put it
it's
in that
crazy.
perspective, But and then the next day, like nothing fucking happened, and on to a championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's just again accountability. Like you hear Boone in a press conference, it's just like, my God, how did they teach it to talk? How did they teach this thing to talk? I mean, it's amazing. But everything is the same. Yeah, it's right there in front of us. Or
mm.
yeah, I thought he had, his bat looked good tonight. Well, yeah, his bat looked good. You're talking
Yeah,
about swinging it, holding it, when it looked real good in the fucking in the dugout. Nothing, no accountability. Won't say anything about anything in a press conference, but we'll push back on a reporter that calls them out on something. And
yeah,
I don't really dig that. You remember the old the Anthony Volpe. He's fucking elite. He's fucking
yeah.
elite.
Well, he
Okay.
told
Was
Meredith.
Yeah,
He went
Meredith.
off on Meredith, man.
Yeah, and he goes off on a woman like that. So it just goes to show you. But me, mainly accountability. What he does with a bullpen, dude, it makes me shake. What about you? I mean, when in the game when it comes time to get ready for the bullpen, they put up, here's our bullpen report.
Yeah,
Every guy threw like 17, 18, 19, 20, 37, and they're all like the night before.
the
And there's
bullpen
like two
budget.
guys available, right?
Yeah,
Are you with me on that? And that's what I mean. And this goes back to the very beginning of the show. This is like right where we're at. Can they sustain that kind of
it
pressure and that
can't,
kind of
man.
pressure? And even though he pulls the wrong string sometimes, he's got elite pitching. It works out for him. But then
Hmm.
sometimes, dude, he makes a move, and we're like, oh God, it's like Nestor Cortez again. Here we go.
I think
What does
that
he think?
yeah, man. That I don't even want to get into that, man. Yeah, that's a whole nother show, man.
No,
I
I
think
know.
if he was being honest with himself, he'd tell you like, yeah, I messed
Yeah,
that
but
one
he
up,
he never will. He'll never be
And
honest with
yeah,
himself, so he'll never be honest with us.
yeah,
But
he'll
I'm just
never,
using that
yeah,
as his MO, man. That's his MO. It's like bringing Burden when it was bringing Burden, bringing Yarbrough when it was
yeah.
bringing Yarbrough.
The
What are you doing?
gaslighting, the gaslighting is just ridiculous, man. And it's not only him; it's all of this Cashman. And and I get mad, right? And like sometimes I'm like, man, we're just fans. I'm just some guy in his house, and I can see that this isn't working out, man. Like, come on, dude. And people will be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're negative," and I'm like, "I'm not. This isn't working out, guys. Like, bro, you cannot score. You cannot go 2 games and only score 1 run. And do this
No,
often. Like, this is not like it's a one-off. This is constant, and like
and thinking you could survive that way
exactly.
because you
Or even yeah. And then you brought up the whole Anthony Volpe's elite. He said the same thing about, and it's funny because he says these things like the same thing about Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And I like IKF, right? But he just wasn't cut out to be the shortstop of the New York Yankees. He
no.
literally said IKF is top 3 shortstops in the league and all that. And 2 weeks later, he wasn't even the shortstop anymore. He was playing center field. I was like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like you don't have to lie to us. And as the thing is, man, that some people eat that shit up, dude. Some
Oh
people
hell
eat it
yeah, man!
up, man. And I'm like,
It's crazy out there, and the I watch other content creators. I watch Yankees Unloaded with Jake and Gary Sheffield Jr. I watch that. I'm like, these
yeah.
two guys wear flip flops, man, more than anybody in the world. Every show they're flip flop. They can't have us. I'm like, what
Mm.
is going, guys, come on. And what is wrong with, just like you said, you apologize before you say it. You say, I hate to be negative, but no, it's the truth.
Yeah.
So being negative
No,
is
yeah.
it's not being negative, man. It's just calling it the way it is. It's You're seeing something. I've been watching this team since 1970, and I've seen a lot of baseball in between. I played a lot of baseball in between. When stuff happens on the field and on my TV that I'm watching, and I'm like, that's not supposed to happen. That doesn't go that way. And then hear him in the press conference say, well, this, that, and the velocity, the launch angle came out. Maybe he missed.
Mhm.
Shut the fuck up. The guy
Mhm.
fucking couldn't catch the fucking ball. Say it.
Yeah.
He goes, he
You know,
misplayed the ball. I don't know what I'd be like, I don't know what he's thinking of. He's out there in fucking la la land. He should be paying
yeah.
attention to the game.
A
That's why
perfect
I called
example,
him.
man, is the other day when a couple weeks ago when Ali Sanchez he tries to pick off the run on third base, throws the ball and blows the game, in extra innings. Like that is just and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's the right play." No, no, it's not, Boone. Like, why are you lying to us? And I wish you like I want to give a disclaimer. Kids, don't listen to what he's saying because that is not okay. Not even in Little League. In Little League, your coach is gonna tell you, hold on to the ball. Like, don't throw the game away. It's not
You
worth
know
it.
what I compare that play to? I swear to
What's
God.
that?
As soon as that play happened, I thought of this play. As soon as it
Yeah.
happened, I went, "Oh, you remember that Super Bowl game where Pete Carroll tried to sneak that little ball in and not hand it off to Marshall Lynch and interception?
Oh yeah.
Remember the interception? You
Yeah.
know the play I'm talking about? As
Yeah,
soon as he
Seahawks,
put,
man, and yeah.
I said to myself, "Who's his fucking coach? Pete Carroll? What are you doing throwing it? Why are you throwing
Yeah.
the ball? Why?
Yeah, why? Why would you risk it? Yeah.
Just first of all, like you said, Little League, Coach would
Yeah.
call you would be like, yo, all right, blah, 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 blah. Maybe in high school, you'd be like, hey, come on, you know better, right? College level
Mm.
would be like, hey, we got to talk,
Yeah.
This level, sit down.
Yeah, that's
Put your
unacceptable.
shit, take your shit off. You go in. I don't care who. Whoever fits the catch is you're catching. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
shit. That is the most bizarre. And do you hear Boone's explanation?
Yeah, no, it
He's
was
got to make a better throw. Is
we gotta play catch better. What are you talking about, man?
what do
Play
you?
catch better. Like,
What kind of
don't throw the
comment?
ball, period. Don't throw the ball, period. It's not the thing is it's just it's a dumb play. It's too risky. It's not worth it. Why? Like, it don't make any
How,
sense to me.
how does a major league manager say after a play like that, we got to play catch? He's got to make a better throw on that.
Or just don't throw the ball at all. How about that one? Right? That was
Yeah.
my
How about I haven't talked to him yet, but I will have a conversation with him about it, and you guys are all probably going to know about it because you're probably going to hear it when I get back there in the locker room. I'm not ready to
yeah.
discuss this just yet, or just say I have fucking no idea. I
Yep.
take the fine. Fine me, whatever the fine is for saying fuck on ESPN that night. I'll take the fine. Going, I don't fucking know what he's doing
Yep.
because who did? I don't even. He didn't.
You know what's the scariest thing, man? The scariest thing is like 'cause I used to think like, oh, he's just telling us that, but behind the scenes, he's telling them something else. And now I'm at the point like it's like, okay, what if he really does believe that? That's even worse. If he actually does, like this is actually what if this is his
I
actual
think that's where
thinking?
he's at. I think this is his
Yeah.
mo since day
And that's
one.
that's even worse, man. That's even worse. Like, what if he's not gaslighting us? What if he actually believes this shit that's coming out of his mouth? You know?
I almost wish it was gaslighting, but I think we
Yeah.
would be able to see through it by now. But right now, you just like this is the real thing here, man.
Yeah,
There's
he
nothing.
believes this.
He believes this shit. He believes Anthony Volpe's elite and got a bad deal because he was injured. If he was injured, was he playing?
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
Why did you push him out there just putting cortisones? He's a shortstop. He has to have the strongest arm on the team next to the right fielder.
Yeah.
I don't think a catcher needs a strong arm. He needs an accurate arm. Just
Hmm.
that's my baseball philosophy. I'll argue anybody on that one, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but his whole demeanor as far as just accountability, saying whatever. He what he reminds me of. It reminds me of Buck Showalter. He just
Buck Showalter.
he just answers the question, and you're kind of like,
Huh?
did he answer? I'll read it later. I'm not asking again. You,
Mhm.
you know that boring manager. By the way, I didn't catch all of it. Why did he get thrown out of the game today?
Oh, he got thrown out. It was a like a low curveball. The ball was low to Luis Garcia Jr. And look, this is one of the rare times that I agree with Boone. This was just the umpire just showing his ass because Boone was just there and he just said, "Man, come on, dude, that's low." And
But
the
isn't
umpire's like, the umpire gets up and he's like, "Huh? What you said? I didn't hear you." Said it. He's like, "That's freaking low." And he's like, "You're out of here." And he was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
that was it?
and he just yeah. Then he got on. He got his money's worth, but he was like, at first he said, "That's low. I can't challenge. We can't challenge everything." I
Well,
don't know.
didn't they have a challenge?
They did have a challenge, but
So
he was just yeah. But it's up to the head of the challenge, you know. So I think he didn't even care. Like I think the way it looked like he looked like he was just like because he's always chirping and both sides are chirping. That's what happens,
that's
you
a
know. Yeah, if
that's
you don't
bizarre.
see it on TV that much, but that's baseball, man. You know, people are chirping
Right.
in both dugouts. You know,
No, I get it,
um,
but it,
yeah.
that's a weak.
I never met an umpire that was good. Every umpire sucks, even when they're good. You get what I'm saying? Like at any
Dude,
level, people are chirping at their umpire. Come on up, that's high, that's low.
come back on a casual night with me, and I'll tell you some stories about me and umpires. Whoa. I had one umpire. God, man, this guy, he umpired me. Got to be 16, 17 years before he finally retired.
Mhm.
Sweetheart of a guy, best umpire, man, I've ever come across, man. He was spot on, man. He'd listen to your argument. He would listen to it. He'd come up and he'd be like, and you knew, just give him your argument, leave all the adjectives away, try to explain your whatever you got in like 2 or 3 sentences. He'll
Mm.
listen to you and he'll just politely go, "No, back to your spot," and then turn and walk away. And you just couldn't argue with
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? You wanted to just
Mhm.
go, and he'd be like, he had that look, man. He was a great guy. His name was Jack, and
Hey,
yeah,
yeah. I'll tell you a
17
quick
years
story,
I
man.
spent with him behind the plate, man.
I hope coach my son's team and there's certain umpires, man, that you could kind of manipulate, you know. So even when the ball is a ball, I'm like, strike, yeah. Like I will like as soon as they throw it, I'm like, strike, and he'll strike. You know? I
Oh,
don't, he was one of those. Yeah, it was so funny, man. He was
what
like
ages
easy to
do you?
manipulate.
What ages?
Oh, he's a
You know.
14.
Oh, perfect, man. That's where I want. That's where I
Yeah,
want a coach, man. Like 12 to 16, right in that, right, because that's absolutely perfect, man. They
yeah, I like
absorb
him, man, a lot.
everything right there. They absorb everything right then and there, man.
And
And
it's
so
so
easy
pure,
to
man. It's so pure. Yeah. I wish
you
I could go back
teaching
to
him.
those days.
Where's he play? What positions he play?
Uh, well, when he was playing in his middle school, they had him playing like first base a lot, but
Is he lefty?
he doesn't. No, righty,
Oh,
but he plays a lot of outfield, you know, because
okay.
he's a bigger kid for his age, so he doesn't move well. Like he's like a giraffe out there. He's like
Well,
one of
hey,
those kids
Dad ain't
that
no slouch, man. Dad looks stacked underneath that T-shirt, brother.
no, I'm
I'm sure.
fat now. I used to be
Yeah,
stronger,
yeah. I'm sure you're in
but
shape, my.
he's a good hitter, man. And I tell him, you know, I used to try to like force him a lot, like look, dude. I tell him like,
Are you teaching
take
him how to bunt?
advantage.
Are you teaching him how to
Yeah,
bunt? Teach him how
yeah.
to bunt.
We do a lot of bunt, man. 'Cause
That's good.
bunting is part of the game, and at those lower levels, man, that's how you, man. You up inside the park bunts sometimes, you know, because you never know, man. People throw the ball away, things happen, you know.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, just put it in play. That's what they told you. That's what they told us as kids. But Angus made a comment before we were talking about. Sean made a statement that Ted Williams had no rings. That's good, perfect. But
Yeah,
he batted 401, so he gets a
yeah.
pass. And he was also shooting Japs and Germans out of the sky
Hmm.
for a few years and came
How many
back. So
batting titles he got?
yeah, so I'll take Ted Williams any day. And Sean, he doesn't count for anything. I'm sorry. He says Bonds has no rings. Well, Bonds has no. Don't even get me going on that one.
But
And
you know what?
Angus,
With guys, I look at Barry Bonds almost like a Don Mattingly. That as soon as they retired, their team started winning. You know?
yeah, Mattingly, one more year, man.
Yeah.
One more. The tides would have changed, or who knows? But he's the one Yankee. Man, it's just your heart is so much. Did you see him play? You're old enough to see him play, right?
Oh yeah, he was my favorite baseball player when I was.
Oh.
I got his jersey. And that's the reason why I fell in love with the Yankees. You know,
He
because of
was
him. He
so.
was the man when I was a kid. Man, he was like Jordan to me. You know, like
The
Michael
thing
Jordan.
about Mattingly, when he came into that Yankee family at that time and everything, he just brought an aura of. How do I say this? It was like Ruth and Gehrig and DiMaggio and that vibe and that you just got. It was just weird when he came in, man. You're like, man, this is something special. And yeah, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
weird.
but and even that last year, like that 1995 wild card, man, when we lost in heartbreak, I'll never forget it, man. You know,
Oh,
when we lost
95.
in the Kingdome in Seattle. Yeah, I'll never forget
Ken
it. But
Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey
yeah,
Jr.
it was
One of the
the
first.
first time. It was the first time that I could remember the Yankees being in the playoffs. You know, because I was already a fan before that, but we never won. We didn't. Then in '94 they had the lockout, but like the Yankees sucked, man. When I was a kid, like I tell
Yeah.
people, like it was like, dude, like don't. You'd even expect them to do anything. Like it was
You
like
know
this
who was
is.
hot that year? You know who was on fire that year? The Montreal
What's that?
Expos.
Oh yeah, '94.
They
Yeah,
were they were playing really good
yeah.
baseball,
The
but
Yankees too, though, playing really good baseball.
oh yeah, it looked like maybe an Expo Yankee World
Yeah,
Series, but yeah, '94 was rough, and I thought it kind of give Mattingly that break enough to heal enough, but apparently even losing all them games that year didn't help him because
mhm.
'95 he struggled, but you take it back to '86, '87. The year he battled Winfield to the last at bat of the year it went down to. I think that was '85 or '86, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You remember that battle?
No, I don't, man. I
With
was
him and
2 years
Winfield?
old. I was 2 years
Oh,
old.
oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
but I remember, when I was like in those days when I was young, I didn't have. It's hard for me to remember way back then, like it's baseball, man. But I have certain memories of baseball, like certain things that just stick out in my mind for whatever reason, you know.
What was your
That
first
was
game?
my first baseball game that I ever went to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, man. I can't even remember, to be honest. I can't remember the first because I've been going since I was very young with my uncle, but I know it had to be with my uncle, you know. But there's certain games I remember specific games that I went to. I remember the first time I saw Ken Griffey Jr. I went to Yankee Stadium in the bleachers, and Griffey was right there, and he was like, dude, it was like he. It looked like he floated out there to center field because I was such a huge fan,
Oh
for
man.
real, man. And I remember he made he robbed a home run, and I was just like, I remember thinking to myself, wow, this dude's like he's like a superhero, man. Like he jumped and robbed the home run like casually and just ran back in to end the inning, and I was like, this dude is a superhero, you know.
Yeah. My first game, ironically, was with my uncle Jerry. He started a tradition. It was 1970.
Mhm.
1970. I was August that year. I was turning 7, so he started taking me opening day in 1970, and we did opening day in Yankee Stadium up until '85. So
Yeah,
15 years, me and my uncle were heading to Yankee Stadium for opening day, and having memories that vivid and that early on of the original house that Ruth built
yeah. I
still
remember the old
stick with
stadium.
me. Yeah, it still
Yep.
sticks with me. And then I remember when we went to the ballpark in 1976, the new ballpark. It was insane walking into that. But the year before that, we had to go to Shea Stadium.
Oh man, I've been to Shea Stadium a bunch of times too as a kid.
Yeah, we had to go there because the Yankees had no place to play, so they were playing at Shea Stadium that year.
You
waiting
know, it's
for.
crazy that a lot of my family, like my grandfather, before he passed, he was a Mets fan, man. He had a picture of Keith Hernandez on the wall. You'd think he was the Pope, you know. You think he loved Keith Hernandez, and so when he heard that, when I was like, I like that Don Mattingly. He was this old Spanish guy. He used to smoke cigars. He smoked a pipe, you know.
Oh, there you
He
go.
had his pipe, and he Spanish, talking crap. He thought to him, Keith Hernandez was like the Pope. He had a
That was
picture of him on his
your
wall.
grandpa. That was your
Yeah,
grandpa.
my grandfather. Yeah, but I was a Yankees fan, man. I fell in love with Don Mattingly, and yeah, I just became a Yankees fan. I think that was just why,
It's
just
funny you
because
said.
Don Mattingly.
It's funny you said the Pope. It reminded me of my grandmother's house when I was a real young little guy. When you
Mhm.
walk in, there was 3 pictures on the wall. I swear to you, there's 3 pictures on the wall. There's a picture of Jesus, picture of the Pope. Right next to it, I swear to God, there was a picture of Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino.
Right up there with
Yeah.
Jesus and the Pope. Oh my
That's how
God.
my grandfather had it, but instead of Bruno Sammartino,
He
it
had
was
Keith
Keith
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
But it was reminding me of my grandma. I was like, I remember walking in there and just the first thing you see when you walked in her house, because it was like a little quick foyer.
Yeah,
Jesus on one wall, the Pope, and then you had Bruno. It was
you're
insane.
you're
But
Italian, right? Italian.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Bruno
yeah.
Sammartino was the man, though. He was.
Oh yeah. This is
Yeah,
this is the '70s, man. When he was in his absolute prime, and
I know.
actually,
He was Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan.
oh yeah, long
Yeah.
before it, he actually, my grandmother. One of the main reasons is because she was also born in Abruzzo, Italy. That's where
Mm.
Bruno was from, Abruzzo. So they were from the
Yeah.
same place in Italy, and there's only a couple years difference between the two of them, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was funny. As soon as you said that, I was like, I went, "Wow, holy shit, Grandma's house." Because you said Grandpa's house, and I was like, "Hey, my grandmother had a picture of the Pope."
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
But
Boy,
can
that's a
I
long
ask
way
you
from.
something, man?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, like, realistically, what do you think? Do you think this team can win a World Series?
I know they can, but I don't
Mm.
think they are.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't be Boone. Boone's my big thing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Boone. Look, like we said earlier, let's see if this answers it. Bellinger, Stanton, Judge, Rodon. They all come back. What does that mean? These
Hmm.
guys are all starting from frickin' scratch no matter when they come back. And the later they come back, the less time they have to warm up to become what they are. This is not the cavalry coming.
Yeah.
These are
That's
soldiers
what I
on
think.
foot. They're not
I
on
think
horses. They're
people
walking.
think they're gonna come back, and all of a sudden, Jazz is gonna bat 400. Like
Yeah, I mean, and Judge is just going to go 4 for 4 every game, and Stanton's just
yeah.
going to be going on.
Mm.
Look, this is not happening. Because how do you say this? Because put Bellinger back in his lineup. It's the same as
Yeah.
when he left it,
And
right? It's the same when he
yeah,
left it, and he was
he
part of the
hasn't he
reason.
hasn't he hasn't been gone that far that long.
He
That's what I'm
hasn't been
saying.
gone that long, and he's still part of the reason that we're still where we're at,
Yeah. People act
regardless
like
of
he's
the.
been gone. He's been gone the whole season. He's been only gone for like a few weeks now, man.
Yeah, what's he on his 3rd week? I think that maybe we'll see him next week or so. I mean, but what happens now? Now the log jam starts, right, Jace? I mean, think
Yeah.
about it. As soon as everybody, one guy at a time, comes back, it's just a log jam. So okay, Bellinger comes back. Hypothetically, sake of argument, Bellinger comes back tomorrow.
Mhm.
Boom, right in the lineup. Is that it for Ramos?
Yeah, and Boone, he's gonna overmanage it and over platoon it and just make shit more complicated than it needs to be. You
Who's
know.
he going to platoon though in this
I,
situation?
I think somebody's gonna get sent. Even though the roster, by the time they come, I don't know. It depends when they come back, but I can see a Spencer Jones getting sent down, even though he's been playing better. I
How are you going to
guess.
send him down at this point, man? How are you going to send
Yeah,
him
I don't
down?
know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, man. That's the big question: is how they're gonna do it. How are
You
they gonna
know,
figure this out?
separating Judge and Rice, right, is like
Mm.
separating, to me, the way I'm looking at it, separating Lombard and Jones is the same as separating Rice and Judge. No? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Do you
No, yeah,
the
because I
philosophy? I'm saying the philosophy of it. Like instead of when Judge comes back, Boone will say, "Okay, Rice lead off, Rosario, you bat second, and then
Hmm.
Judge, you bat third." I'm separating Rice and Judge, trying to get
Hmm.
power, somebody on power, instead of just leaving the combination the way it is. I think if you separate, or if you can get a little bit more of Lombard in front of Jones, that's going to give, I think, Jones a better perspective because Lombard's taking tons and tons of pitches. And one advantage you have of being on deck, brother, the more pitches you see, the more advantage you have when you get in there. And that, to me, is a formula for success with Lombard in front of Spencer Jones. But leave
Yeah,
it
but
constant.
the problem is though, man, there's not enough roster spots. So the math doesn't math. When Cody Bellinger comes back, somebody's got to get
I'm
sent
saying
down.
Ramos has to be odd man out.
Yeah, but the reason why I agree, but I feel like, man, that's like Cashman saying, like, I don't know, this is a guy that he brought in, and he's gonna have to swallow a little bit of his ego on that one. Then
Well, let me ask you this, Jace. Let me throw you a curveball. What if, and this is possible that they could do it, what if they roll the dice and just go with Wells and sacrifice Ali's spot, second backup? If
yeah,
Wells's leg falls off, worst case scenario, we put Rice back there. What do you
yeah.
think about that move to sacrifice one of these guys coming back without a major guy?
I think I've been saying that. A lot of people told me I was crazy. I've been saying that for a while, for the playoffs especially.
Yo,
In the
I agree
playoffs,
100%.
in the playoffs,
100%.
I don't need Ali Sanchez anymore.
I know. I don't need him no more. No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
this
no.
dude, like,
I'll
there's
roll
no
with one
point.
catcher.
I'd rather have that roster spot to have a big bat, somewhere. The thing is, yeah, the unfortunate thing, man, is that good thing Wells has been hitting a little bit better. The problem is the guy that you want to pinch hit is Austin Wells, is your two catchers. Austin was Ali Sanchez. Those are the
Yeah.
guys you want to pinch hit.
Well, you're gonna have to put that into the formula of your managing it. If they do that move, which I think is a fucking intelligent move, and I agree
It
with you
is, yeah.
1,000%. Going for the playoff
Yeah,
roster.
you don't need the other
No,
catcher. Yeah,
I'm rolling with Wells. I'm going with
exactly.
Wells. I'll roll
And like
that
you said,
dice.
if something tragic happens, you put Ben Rice to finish the game, and even in that case, you're gonna get another catcher anyway because he'll go on the IL and you can fill that roster spot.
Right, which
And-
loosens it up a little bit more for Boone as far as that DH slot. I don't have to
exactly.
put Rice every day because if I'm taking Rice out and putting Stanton in to face the lefty, obviously, and putting Rice in to face the righty, obviously, I can do that. But the question
Yeah.
is Judge going to be able to play fucking defense and be able to throw from the outfield when he comes back, or is he just lock up the DH from here to the end of time? You know what I'm
No,
saying? So
I think
there's,
he's gonna be in the outfield.
you think?
Yeah.
Did they
I don't want
push
him
it? Did they
to.
take a chance?
I think he it's gonna be one of those things where, remember last year when he had the elbow thing, you know,
Right. Yeah.
and I think he's responsible enough to just not dive, not try to, leap over any walls or anything. Like last year, he knew his elbows messed up, but he had to play defense. He had to be in the outfield because Stanton was the DH, and you saw that he just wouldn't throw.
It's like the Yankees are almost forced to
Yeah,
have him out there so they can
of course.
manipulate that DH spot. And
Because here's the thing, even if, like, so we have no choice. He's gonna have to go to right field, man. Because
yeah,
even
yeah,
if to have the best line, because even if Stanton doesn't come back, let's say Stanton doesn't come back, we still need that spot for either Rice or Luis Garcia,
exactly.
or
And
Paul Goldschmidt or whatever.
If Stanton does come back, how long is he coming back for? We don't even know
Yeah,
how long these guys are going to last when they come back.
I think that at this point, Stanton, this is my thing, right? I think Stanton should not be an everyday player. I think when he comes back, he should be just a big time pinch hitter, man. We need a
I
big
was
hit. We need this, like, you bring in your big G, to get it done.
I was thinking, you know what? I'll roll the dice every game. I'll bat him lead off every game, and then just take him
Take
out.
him out.
Just one at bat a game. Just lead the game off, either home run or nothing. I mean, dude, what else you gonna do with him? I mean, if he just say you put him, where are you gonna put him in a lineup? Just pick a spot. Sake of argument, the whole world's in a perfect line. Stanton, you have to put him in a lineup. Where you put him? Fifth, I guess. Fourth. Where are you gonna put him? You
Yeah,
got Bellinger there. You got Judge. You got Rice. Everything falls into place. Where are you putting Stanton?
no, the thing, like if he comes, he's gonna play DH and he's gonna bat fourth, fifth, or sixth. You know.
Okay, let's say fourth. Okay, now let's put a fifth because fifth's a happy spot. He gets a base hit. Second inning, he's on first. How much are you holding your breath that the next guy just puts this one either out of the fucking stadium or just a real quick line drive so nothing has to happen? He doesn't have to make any false moves or any running or jogging, going halfway. You understand the complexity of his at-bats if he does succeed other than the home run, puts you in more peril for him. I'm serious. Unless he hits a home run, you're in more peril with him getting doubles and singles and everything being on the bases and trying to run them.
Yep.
I mean,
you know, he only goes one base at a time.
And even that, dude, even if he took an Uber, I'd be nervous.
Yeah. I think that at this point, he's just got to be a pinch hitter. You get one at bat a game. On a high level situation, we need a pinch hitter.
So I was joking
your
about
job,
leading
man.
them off, but precisely what I was saying. I was joking about leading them off DH, but that's one at bat a game. That's precisely what the formula would be from now to the end of the season and into the playoffs. Are you saying from now to the end of the season, but in the end,
if you reach base, you're coming out. You know, if you reach base, you're still coming out. You know, if nothing happens, you're not going on the field. You just one at bat. And that's
so you want to pinch hit him and just stay away from DH altogether.
Stay away from
it's probably a smart move.
And you save him, man. It'd be like having just like just having like an assassin, like a killer, just waiting. Just that's like your secret weapon.
I could see Boone pushing the envelope, trying to get 4 or 5 at bats out of him in a game, and just put him in a lineup and leave him there. And
I can see it too, man.
I mean, look. It seems like it's a long way away for us because we're anticipating these guys for a long, long time. But their return is closer than time actually looks. But it's still a ways off, and the ways off that it is it's just cutting into games, man. There is not a lot of games left. I mean, think about it. There are not a lot of baseball left to get.
It's like 40 games left,
and we're trailing by 7. In the loss column. And I tell people, and I say, this is just my philosophy of baseball. The real race starts in August. And the real race starts, not games behind, the real race starts with that loss column of the team you're chasing. You know, and you can catch, they got to catch him. And to me, Jace, I think they got to do it before they have this 4-game set with Boston and then the 3-game set with Tampa or a 4-game set with Tampa. Because they got Boston.
It's a 4-game set with Tampa,
right? And then the 4-game set with Boston, including a doubleheader.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think they're gonna do it. Look at how we lost today to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are in last place, man. Come on, I get it that they got some tough hitters there, but man,
Jason, what I'm doing is I'm rolling on things on something that wins you basically like what wins you in football, and that's defense. And you need a good offense, but you just need one play, and that could be the difference. And your defense is enough. The Yankees, if they could just get a fucking run or even 2 runs, dude, I am totally sold that my pitching and those gloves will get the rest done. But you can't live 2 runs. Defended 2 runs, 3 runs, 1 run. You can't do that on a steady basis going into the playoffs. You just can't do it. But the Yankees, they got to find a way to do it, or all of a sudden, I don't know, Dr. Frankenstein puts electric into them, and all of a sudden these guys just explode. Or I think we're living a scenario, guys. This is what we got, and we're going to have to live with it. And by everything holy, hope this pitching holds up. And like you said, the bullpen hasn't. I'm kind of agreeing with you a little bit with the bullpen thing, maybe not having enough gas. And that's not for those guys. That's not a knock on those guys. Their numbers are spectacular. These guys have been insane. I just
No,
think it's Boone and the way he manages them is just
I bet.
they're not going to have
Look,
enough, man.
I
He's
bet
going
they
to
thinking the same thing. I bet they're like, man, when they get in, they icing their shoulders and they're like, yo, give me a night off, man. You
exactly,
know,
dude.
I bet they're
You
in
know,
the
they're
duck. They
looking.
put ice like, dude, can we have a blowout win so that way the bullpen could just take the night off, you know?
Coney once said, he goes, I look on that, I look at that schedule coming up and stuff like this. I see those teams coming up and I know where they're at.
Yeah.
I got,
Mhm.
it's, I got a
Yeah,
lot of
I
faith
think
in the pitching. I got a lot of faith in the bullpen. I have zero faith in Boone managing these guys to a World Series. I think if these
he's
guys get to the
just
World
terrible,
Series and
man.
win one, it's going to be on guts and luck and
Mhm.
a
Look,
challenge and an ABS. It's going to be weird shit, but
I'll give you an example, right? So, like, look, people call me crazy. Like, people that defend Boone, like, it's not personal with Boone with me. I just sometimes I question the shit that he does. It's like, come on, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. So, like, I'll give you an example, a recent example versus the Cardinals, right?
he wants to join us while you talk about him. Do you mind if he joins us?
Who's that?
There he is.
Oh,
Boom.
yeah.
There he is. He wants to hear what you got to say, man. So,
No, I was hearing my echo a little bit. That's why I was kind of sounding weird, but.
nah, Boone wants to hear what you got to say.
So versus the Cardinals, right? When Luis Garcia hits that big 2-run home run, we come back, whatever, we blew it up, right? They end up Chivilli ends up giving 7 runs or whatever. At this point, it's a blowout. It is, out of our reach. It's like the 8th inning, whatever, right? Why bring a Cruz there? Like in the 9th inning to throw. Why? We're not coming. It's over. I would have brought in a position player,
Yeah,
Let me save my what's the point? What I don't get it. Like what is the point? You're not coming back. This offense can't score runs, dude. We're down 7 in the 9th.
yeah,
Why bring
7.
in Cruz, your high leverage guy? What do you? What are we? Why is he pitching? Because we don't have nobody else to pitch. So then bring in a fucking position player. If you got to,
Exactly.
excuse my language, man.
No.
But I'm like, dude,
Absolutely.
we're not
Say anything you
scoring
want
7 runs, dude. Like it's over.
I agree with you.
Um,
Like today when I seen when Grisham hit the hit the homer 1-0, I'm like, they ain't enough against this is the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
This ain't enough against them. No way. We got
Yeah.
come on, guys, and look how late this is. They don't. So they got
Yep.
shut out. Then they score, and then it's shut out. Then they score 2, 3, and it's just like, and what is the string of hits? 6, 7 hits a game ain't getting it done. And that's where they're at. I
It's
think
not.
on their average. And 13 hits the other night. Man, even those 13 hits were scattered about. It wasn't like they were all put together. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a sequence
Mhm.
of events. There was, a couple here, a couple there, a break here, and a break here. Like the other night when
Yeah.
when they got the game, when they got the bases loaded, and
They
it
they
just
they don't
turned into
score, man. Today, I mean, there's so many times, but this is common. Like bases loaded, nobody outs, strikeout, pop 'em. But today we had like Spencer Jones hit he had a double, right? A leadoff double. And you get was it a strikeout? Was a strikeout? No. I can't remember, man. It was probably like a strikeout, a single, or somehow he made it to third, right? He made it to third, almost got tagged out, and then we couldn't bring him. He's on third base with 1 out, and we couldn't bring him in. Pop up to the infield, and it's like this is just all the time, man. It's frustrating to watch, man. It's really, and my thing, man, is just look, because people are like, well, look at other teams. If another team lost Aaron Judge, I was like, I don't care. I get it. Aaron Judge he's a huge blow, man. You lose a guy like that or Cody Bellinger. These guys are Major League Baseball players, right? I don't care if these guys you supposed to score more than 1 run a game, You're
it was
Major League
like
Baseball players. You're not facing freaking Greg Maddux. You're not facing Tarek School. You're not facing freaking Jacob Mizorowski. You're not Yamamoto's not on the mound. Like these
right.
are average pitchers. These guys can't score on. Like
Girardi said the other night. He said, I'm not comparing them this way, but he said, hey, look at the Braves. They lost Acuna Jr. for quite some time. and look
And
where
won a
they're
world.
at.
Yeah.
No, I mean where they're at this year, because he
Yeah,
was
this
out
year.
for quite a while. He's like, I'm not saying he's judge, but he's the judge of the Braves,
Exactly.
and that's
And
a
then
valid point by Girardi, and saying, hey, they found a way.
and that's why I tell people, I'm like, man, stop, don't feed into the problem, because that's the excuse. That's the excuse. Well, we lost Judge. No, look, I get it. He's the to me, he's the best hit in the world. That's a huge blow. But that doesn't mean, that's it, like this offense is supposed to be better than this. Cody Bellinger, people act like he's been out the whole year. He's been here the whole year. He's only missed a few weeks.
Yeah, you said that earlier. It does. It feels like he's been out since like
Yeah.
1984.
No, people
He's
act
been
like
out.
that because people will be like, well,
Yeah,
look at, yeah, I get it. But if you were missing Cody Bellinger and Aaron Judge, I'm like, Cody Bellinger just went on the IL.
yeah, but
Like
Jason, when he went on the IL, look what he was doing. He was in
he
a
wasn't
what,
doing well. Yeah.
9 for 84 or something. He hasn't hit a home run, and what's he got? 11 home runs this year. He hasn't been putting up numbers. So losing him really
Hmm.
wasn't a loss, because I think what's been replacing him has been pretty damn good and holding up pretty
Yeah.
well.
Spencer Jones has probably
Yeah,
been
I think
doing.
Spencer's stepped up in his role. I think Ramos, after a couple games, I think getting in the Yankee Stadium, getting out of Yankee Stadium will benefit him a little bit. He seemed a little uncomfortable out there in left field. Garcia fits
Yeah.
the mold. I mean, we got everything we need. Jazz, nobody will sit here and say, "Oh, I wouldn't have Jazz as a second baseman on my team." Bullshit. If he was
Exactly.
just Jazz Chisholm Jr., take all the
Yeah.
bullshit out of there, and him just as a baseball player and a second baseman, you're not going to have him? You're
Mm.
crazy, right?
So
We
because
found the shortstop.
somebody like, I don't know to say the name, but they were like, well, if the Rays lost Junior Caminero and Jonathan Aranda, they wouldn't be where they at. And I'm like, yeah, but that's the Rays. That's all they have. Look at the Yankees have. Well, look, we have freaking who's not hurt. I'm gonna name players that are not hurt. And I'm gonna start with the pitching alone. We have Cam Schlittler, who's probably gonna be the Cy Young winner. Gerrit Cole, Max Fried. This is just a pitching, right?
Yeah.
How good it is and everything. And then we go there, we got like without looking at the stats, look at the names: Jazz Chisholm Jr., Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, freaking Luis Garcia Jr. Now, even though he's new, right? Ben Rice, who's an all-star. If you look at the names and you're like, these guys are supposed to be better than this, man. This offense shouldn't. It's not supposed to be this bad.
When Judge went down, Ben Rice, I believe, was batting 302, 304.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He has lost almost 60 points off his batting average without Judge batting behind him. To me, that just tells me the league has figured him out.
No, they've
And
been figuring him
he's
out.
being exposed. And he's being exposed. He's drawing walks, don't get me wrong. But they figured him out.
You know why?
And
Because he's
showing.
he's a fastball hitter. Just don't throw in fastballs in the zone and you'll get him out. You can get him out. See, when he had Judge around, when Judge was batting behind him, they couldn't put him on base.
Exactly.
They had to pitch him. They had to pitch in the zone, so now with Judge not around, it affects him. So yeah, the Judge effect is real.
Yeah, so I would say Judge has affected Rice more than he's affected the team.
Yeah.
60 points off of one guy's batting average. Yeah, I mean, overall, it impacts the team as a whole. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying if anybody is suffering from Judge being out, it's Ben Rice.
Yeah, but Ben Rice is still,
bad.
even though he's batting 253, but he's still having a great year, man.
There you go, 253, so 50, about 52 points off.
That's the new 320, man.
That's the new 320. But you talk about plummeting, man. I mean, and it shows. And then not only that, Jace, to help him out being in that slump, they're pitching to him because they figured him out. Here comes Bellinger, and Bellinger's just having a so-so year, so they're not afraid to pitch to him. There's no need to be afraid to pitch to Cody because he's not lighting Broadway lights up. So we could pitch to him, get by him. Who's the next guy? It's just, all right, who's the next guy? Yeah. Okay, we got who's the next guy? And it just seems like sometimes I watch a starting pitcher on another team. It's just like he's taking a walk in the park looking at the birds. And this is
Yeah,
easy.
it's too easy. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the problem is too when Judge does come back, if nobody hits, they'll just walk Judge. I would, right? If I'm a manager, I'm like, I take my chances with all other 8 guys on this lineup.
Unless I thought I was going to face him in the playoffs.
Every at bat, 4 fingers,
But if I thought I was going to face him in the playoffs, Jace, I'd pitch to him. And I hate to say it, but hope he hurts himself again, so I ain't got to worry about it. Instead of giving him a free pass now, instead of giving him the free pass now, to I'm going to go at him now.
Keep swinging, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm old school, man. I'm an old school manager.
No, yeah. I mean, me too, man. That's how it was. I don't know if people do it now, but back in the day, like we know he has a rib injury up here. Pitch him high and tight.
Pitch him high and tight and run on him.
Yeah, get him right in. Yeah, cutters inside all day.
Hit the ball right at him and make him throw it in. Run on him. Make him throw.
Yeah, exactly. They force. They exploit your weakness. Yeah, that's how it was, man.
Like Ric Flair working on one of your knees, setting you up for the figure 4, right? 10 minutes of just beating the hell out of your leg, and then it's over. You know what I mean? Do it like that. Attack. But hey, that's old school baseball. That's old school. It was
Nolan Ryan hit you in your rib if he knew you had a broken rib.
All the stories I hear, there was a lot, but I heard a lot of guys with a lot of similar stories talking about Bob Gibson. They said do not show Bob Gibson up in any way, man.
Oh, you getting
hit? They said there was a rookie. I forget the guy's name. Oh my God. He turned out to be a famous guy. I can't remember, but it was his first at bat in the major leagues, and it just happened to be against Bob Gibson. And I know what it was. He came in a pinch hit situation. Gibson was having one of those days, so he was already aggravated. And this guy's a rookie. He came up. Bob Gibson put him on his ass twice before he hit him. You know why he threw at him?
Why?
He tapped his cleats to clean his cleats before he got in the batter's box. He's like, oh
yeah, big league me.
Dude, put him on his ass twice and then hit him with the third pitch, right in the numbers.
That's how it was, man.
No warnings.
Barry Bonds said that recently too. He was like, man, in my day, if I hit a home run and I pimped it or any way, I was getting thrown at,
oh yeah,
and you knew you were getting hit.
Especially certain guys. Certain guys didn't take shit. Certain guys didn't. Seaver was a guy that didn't take no shit. Nolan Ryan didn't take shit from anybody. And there was a couple guys like that, man, who were a little bit edgy, man. Doc Ellis was one of those guys. He put you on your ass too.
I think there's a few of them in today's game. A few guys out there, but even managers, man. Back in the day, man, you knew it. You just knew it, man. And I remember the old. That's why I say, like, I think we haven't won because we haven't had a good team fight. It's like tradition.
That's true. We almost had one earlier, but they're boring now.
These guys everybody it's all show, man. No, I want Don Zimmerman rolling on the floor.
Dude, seriously, I almost went through my TV screen. I wanted to kill Pedro Martinez. Dude, I was on a manhunt for Pedro Martinez. I'll kill that son of a bitch. Put his hands on Zim.
Yep.
Oh, man. I
you remember
Pedro.
That's like that. I don't know, man. It's something about a good team fight that just really brings the boys together.
But you don't shove an old man to the ground like that, man.
You don't.
I beat the.
But they rallied after that, man.
You know who was a badass in his day when nobody wanted to mess with him? And one time, he threw his bat at the dugout of the opposing team and told them all, "Come on, sweet Lou Piniella."
Oh yeah, Lou Piniella was a fighter too, man.
Oh yeah, there was a game against the Brewers, man, and it was ugly. And the guy threw it at Piniella, and Piniella started yelling back at him, and then somebody said something in the dugout, and Lou just took the bat and went like that and just said, "Come on." And the next thing you know,
manager,
here comes Munson and Nettles and Jackson and Chambliss. Yankees had some monsters, boy. I don't think you wanted to mess with the Yankees.
He was a good man. When he managed with the Mariners too, man, he turned that franchise around a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He did for sure. But Jason, this has been insanely awesome, man.
I
I
appreciate it, man.
know I've kept you up kind of late, but I do have a
So,
soundbite from Boone press conference when we were talking about it. So I do have
mhm.
a soundbite from Boone. So let's give that a listen.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
There you go.
That was
Boom.
it.
Yeah, that was it.
You picked the wrong
Uh,
week to take methamphetamines.
yeah, that was Boone earlier when he was asked about tonight's loss. Yeah. Um, Meredith was there. Hold on.
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
That was Boone in his press conference today. But Jason, I'm gonna let you go. I know you're in Arizona. You said.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're about the same time. So everybody out
Yeah, it
on
is
the East
sometime.
Coast will be checking this out tomorrow. Well, all my
Mm-hmm.
East Coast siders are probably tucked away nicely in bed, sleeping. But
Yep.
Jason, man, this has been a blast, and there's nothing better than talking baseball with somebody that really knows the game, loves the game, coaches the game, helps the youth out in the game, served our country, has a great podcast and everything. Jason, can you tell everybody where they can get a hold of you if you got anything you want to plug there, or anything? And
Um.
the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, man. You could just. I mean, if you search my name, Jason Custodio on YouTube, you'll find me there. I've been trying to be more consistent, and I try to do like the post games every game, but man, life is tough, man, and the time difference being over here in the West Coast is different, So, but that's where you can find me, and yeah, for sure, definitely gonna start coming out with more stuff, and maybe you can join me on my channel one day, and
Dude,
we'll
I'd be
do
more than
something,
happy
man.
to. I'd be more than
Yeah,
happy
man.
to because I'm telling you, I could talk all freaking night long with you and talk of baseball like this because every conversation went to one where, somewhere down the road, memory lane, or right back to the game of today. But you
I
made
love
this a
it too, man.
really, you made this a really, really strong show, and I appreciate it. And there's nothing more in this world I appreciate more than a baseball IQ, and you have one, my friend. That's for sure. If you haven't checked out Jason's channel, please get over there and check him out. I mean, the first time I went over there, see, I go outside to smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke in the apartment, but I always bring
Mhm,
my bowl with me. And no matter what time of day it is, night or
mhm,
whatever, and then I stumbled across you one night, and it was late, and I
mhm.
was pretty stoned, man, and I
Yeah,
just sat there, man, until the show was over, and I think it was he creates a nice mood to it. You could see his backdrop and everything. It's mellow. It's not the third floor crazy. I was being calm because I don't want to
mhm.
scare my guests tonight. Usually this is just very bizarre over here, Jason.
No, I
But
like it. I love it,
I'm
man.
sure
That's
I'm sure you know and check things
um,
out. But
mm,
seriously, you do have a great show, and what I think I appreciate the most about your show is the knowledge of you and the knowledge of your chat, but also the atmosphere you create. They're very low, monotone talking. You don't get really crazy excited,
I
and
try not to.
I appreciate that. And yeah, this worked very well. And hey, anytime on my show, you're more than welcome. If I'm on and talking or whatever, with Yankees or anything, man, and you just happen to say, "Hey, I got something to say," hey, drop me a quick
Mhm.
text or an email, and I'll send you a link. You're more than welcome on the third floor anytime, and I'd be more than happy to oblige on your show as well. Because, like I said, I
Yeah,
really dig the show and I dig your chat.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you for having me, and I enjoy your show too, man. It's hilarious, man. Sometimes you got some funny stuff there, but
Thank you,
in a
man.
good way, man. It's very entertaining, and yeah, I'd love to have you on, man. We got to figure it out. I'll email you and stuff, and we'll figure it out.
Definitely, let's definitely do this again. We got football coming up. I'm sure we could talk football when that's
Mm.
around and everything like that. You're pretty much part of the third floor family now. Uh, you
Yeah,
know,
that's it, man. I'm in. I'm stuck like Chuck.
yeah, you're up there with Angus now and Jason and Evan, the bookends of sports, and Chef Nick and stuff. But yeah, I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for taking almost 2 hours of your time tonight to come on here
That's what I was.
and some amazing baseball content, man. Definitely something that's watchable and re-listenable too. Time, it'll withstand time. But Jay, we'll talk again. I'll drop you an email. And again, I can't thank you enough for coming on, man. So again, thank you for your service. Thank you
I
for
appreciate it,
coming
man.
on
Thank you.
tonight, man. And I really appreciate it. You have a great night, my friend. And teach that kid how to bunt.
Oh yeah,
And
man. They
how to
did.
hit how to hit the
Chick,
cutoff properly, like you showed it and explained it earlier.
chicks dig the long ball, man. Chicks dig the
Chicks
long.
take the long ball. Come on, that comes later, man. Just teach him how to bunt, man.
Yeah, we working on it.
You got it. You need any
All right, man.
need any advice at first base, bro? I'm your man.
Yeah, definitely, man. We need tons of advice, man.
I give it to you
Tons.
anytime, man. Anytime you
All
need,
right,
just drop me an email. All right,
all
Jason.
right. Thanks,
Again,
man.
good
Take
night,
care, man.
man. You have a
Thank
great
you.
one.
Have a good one. Peace.
You too. There you go. Jason joining us. Man, that was insanely good show. Chad, I'm sorry. I was seeing over here. You guys are chatting it up big time. Sean, Angus, my co-host Angus, Texas in the house. Sean Browning hanging around for a long time. John the Beagle Dad listening in the background, playing with his doggies. Listening to us real late on the East Coast. He's in Florida, for Christ's sake, still listening to us. It's got to be damn near 3 o'clock there. 2 o'clock. 2:09 to be exact. Oh, well. Anthony joining us from down under. Appreciate you guys, man. Nice chat. Load it up. Please hit the like, hit the sub, hit the follow, hit us shit, do all that crazy stuff. Hope you all enjoyed Yankee Chit-Chat tonight with Jason Custodio, my special guest, man. If you missed it, or if you missed it, I don't know how you missed it because, never mind. Either way, here's what you do. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the sub. Enjoy the out. We'll see you next time here on the third floor. And in case you missed it, soundbite from Boone press conference earlier tonight.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
This town needs an enema.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.